Hey guys, Coach Hunter here on my own today, because today I want to talk about shadowboxing. I believe we've touched on this a number of times throughout the whole pandemic, but I think it deserves a revisit with a little bit more thoroughness and a bit of talking about some important concepts. You know, this week in our classes we've been talking about fundamental striking, boxing, kickboxing, and there are some really important like take-home, like universal lessons to be learned, right? I think the first one, of course, is that your technique needs to be solid for each of your strikes. And that's something I think people kind of lose sight of when they're shadowboxing. They're moving, right? And they're in their base and they're throwing shots and they're really thinking about going fast. And they're not really like committing to anything, and they're not throwing strikes with proper technique. To the best of your understanding and your ability, okay? So if I'm throwing jabs, should be all the way out, right? Turning my shoulders, my hands are up, okay? I'm throwing crosses, full extension, boom. Pivoting my hips, right? When we're shadowboxing, we're under no time pressure, no pressure to do anything with any kind of haste, okay? There are times we can go hard and fast with shadowboxing, but you should still be throwing full extension, right? Okay. The next thing, beyond just making sure we're being really on our technique, is that we're thinking about defense, and particularly the most important concept I think for people when they're new to striking is that you should never be stationary and not a threat. What I mean is, if I'm standing still, I should be throwing punches, kicks, whatever, okay? If I am stationary and not threatening someone with attacks, I'm a punching bag, okay? That's bad. We don't want to be a punching bag. So the phrase that a lot of people use is that I'm in here, I'm eating my meal, right? I'm getting what I want out of this, and then I don't need a receipt, okay? I don't need someone coming back to me after that, right? So I'm going to be moving with footwork. If nothing else, throw a combination and step to the side. Throw a combination, step backwards, okay? Throw a combination, step somewhere else. You can move forward. Think about clinching, right? Or shooting your takedown. But don't throw punches and then plant your feet. Even when we're shadowboxing, this is the perfect time to practice that concept, is that I'm always moving. And there could be head movement too, right? I'm throwing the combination, moving my head. Really, really important. And if that it's true in classes too. If you're in here taking a class, just because I don't say it, right, doesn't mean that I want you to throw a combination and remain planted. There are times when I might ask you to do that, especially in the before times when we have very, very big classes. But even then, we can move in a tight circle with your partner, okay? Making sure we're always moving after combinations. So it doesn't matter what concept we're working on, what strikes, what combination, always move. Even if it's just your head, right? Well, a couple of slips, a couple of rolls, fade, change levels, I don't care. Make sure we are not staying stationary and are not a threat, okay? Of course, the last thing, guys, and we're touching on this in our next video, much more in depth, but is faking and feinting. There are times when I'm not sure that we're faking, even when we're shadowboxing. Make that part of your pattern. Really important. So important that we're never super predictable, okay? So guys, do some rounds of shadowboxing. You'd be surprised how good a workout, 3-minute rounds of shadowboxing can be if we're constantly moving after our combinations, we're committing fully to our strikes, we're feinting, and we're very active, okay? If you can't shadowbox for 3-minute rounds, fighting is probably a bad idea for you at that moment, right? If our conditioning can't handle that. So try it out, see how it works for you guys. If you want to send me a video of you shadowboxing, I'd be happy to critique you, give you some advice on what you can do to improve, because it's very, very important I think for a practice of martial arts. It's pretty universal throughout martial arts, and there's a reason for that. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed this content. Like this video and subscribe to our channel to see all of our content as it comes out. And as a note, we'll be taking about a 3-4 week break from these videos after this week because we were filming a special project that you guys have been getting much more information about as we release, and a trailer will be coming out soon. So, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the mats.